As we are looking at the matchup tonight, it is important for us to understand all of the aspects of this game so we are able to predict what is going to happen. The Hawks were kind enough to let us into their locker room to hear their pregame speech. Now down to Chris, who got inside the Hawks locker room to witness the pregame routine.
Thanks, Sarah. It appears that Coach Beverly is giving the pregame speech of a lifetime. She is talking about the game plan. The players receiving their pregame speech in the locker room represents glycolysis being performed in the cytosol. The energy investment phase in which glucose uses 2 ATP to form 2 ADP and 2 inorganic phosphates is represented by the investment in energy that the coach puts into her pregame speech. The 2 ATP initially being used is represented by energy that the coach is bringing into her pep talk. This pep talk results in 2 ADP and 2 inorganic phosphates being formed, which is seen by the increase of the players' morale. Coach Beverly is breaking down the game plan, glucose, into 2 main parts, offense and defense, represented by the 2 future pyruvates. As you can see, the players are drinking their Gatorade, which represents the NAD plus that their bodies will transform into NADH, giving them energy to play the game. It also appears that the crowd is getting excited and cheering in anticipation for the game, represented by ATP being formed. The energy payoff phase of glycolysis, in which 4 ADP and 4 inorganic phosphates form 4 ATP and 2 NAD+, and 4 electrons and 4 protons form 2 NADH and 2 protons. This results in the creation of 2 pyruvates and 2 water molecules. This phase is represented by the overall initial excitement that is formed. The net gain of 2 ATP is represented by both the team and the crowd being pumped up and energized for the game.
And remember, with or without oxygen, we can do this. This is it. The time has come for the opening tip. The players are on the court representing the movement from the cytosol to the mitochondrial matrix. The tip-off is symbolic of pyruvate, which gets the citric acid cycle, or the possession, started. By winning the tip-off, the pyruvate is converted into acetyl-CoA, which represents their first possession. Coenzyme A is represented by the teammate who catches the opening tip, transforming the tip-off into the first possession. It appears Coach has called the play acetyl-CoA. Winning the tip-off results in the release of carbon dioxide from the pyruvate, representing the hard breathing of the players. The positive impact of winning the playoff is represented by NAD+ being converted to NADH, DH, and an extra proton.
These different possessions are just like the citric acid cycle occurring over and over again. The coach keeps calling the same play, acetyl-CoA, and it keeps working. It seems like there's a string being set, and then the player releases, like CO2 is released in the citric acid cycle. Each time the Hawks score, this positive play results in the production of FADH2 from FAD, and 3 NADH and 3 protons from 3 NAD+. Each time the ball goes through the basket, the crowd's energy goes up, producing ATP from the team's intensity, represented by ADP and inorganic phosphate.
Complex 1 passes it to Complex 2. Complex 2 with the sick move. Complex 2 to Complex 3. The extra pass for the shot. And, oh, he hits it. They win. That was pretty good. Let's slow down this replay so you can see how the Hawks were able to hit the game winner. As you can see, the complexes or different players are passing the electrons or the ball down the electron transport chain to the last complex. The ref allowing the play to start shows the NADH turning into NAD plus and releasing an electron or the ball being put into play. Complex 1 throws an iffy pass to Complex 2, but Complex 2 is able to recover the electron and make up for it with an in-between-the-legs dribble, representing FAD forming from FADH2, and thus allowing the chain of events to unfold. The mobile carrier ubiquinome represents the pass being made from Complex 2 to Complex 3. Cytochrome C is the pass being made from Complex 3 to Complex 4. 2 hydrogen protons at the half oxygen molecule is converted to water. This creation of water is released as the sweat by the player. As the ball is passed from complex player to complex player, more and more protons are being pumped into the intramembrane space, which is represented